allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We don't have a preacher here. Does anybody want to say grace? Nope. All right. I did last time.
Commissioners minutes,
I know. That's hard.
January 29th, 2016.
Did you guys get a chance to look through the minutes and warrants?
Pardon?
Did you guys get a chance to look through the minutes and warrants? Any questions?
I have a question on one warrant.
Okay.
I don't believe there's funds available to pay the warrant.
Which warrant is that?
Not only that, we never approved that.
Fire Awards Division. What is this?
It's over $500. We have to pre-approve.
What is it for? I mean, what department?
What are you looking
For fire
I'm
department?
not sure.
at? Fire Awards Division.
I do think I looked that up last night. I made a note to myself.
Seems like it's bunker gear.
Oh, yeah, but I thought there was a lot of grant money.
There it is.
I had a question on
Okay.
if I can find it.
It was for tax. Oh, I think that was taken out of donations, Rodney.
Uh,
Um,
Well,
Donations rather
the
than.
printout I have from December 31st shows no funding available in that.
Where's your
If there was funding put in there, Dolores would tell us. Right now, there is no money in that account.
Well, but if it's taken out of the ambulance donations, that is a non-budgeted fund.
Yeah, but you still gotta have money
Well-
to spend against, don't you?
But I think donations probably does, the general doesn't.
I don't know what page he said it was on.
This is current year expense, so I'm at the prior year warrant, which is this one. So it was out of Fund 34. Yeah, that was taken out of the ambulance memorial.
Okay.
And I
It shows it is 2,084.43 short right now.
ambulance memorial?
And that's just gonna pile more. I think we ought to hold that until we can check with Dolores and then get a legal opinion on that.
I don't know if it's a legal opinion, it's just,
Huh?
I don't know if it's a legal opinion, if it's a matter of whether or not money's there or not.
Yeah.
If it's a non-budgeted fund, we cannot spend in the negative if it's a non-budgeted fund.
Right.
And I need to talk to you about the cafeteria fund because it is also a non-budgeted fund and we are in the negative with that also.
Okay.
That's a little different scenario than this is. but non-budgeted funds can't be in the negative.
Have they done this every year out of this account for the EMS plaques?
I don't recall, I don't, of course, it's been a couple years since I've done accounts payable, but I don't know what the plaques are for. Whether they, well, I just don't know.
Well, Reed's coming in later, maybe we can ask him. I'm sure.
Well, that's what I had one. I want to know if Jimmy got an air pressure.
Was there another one that you questioned in?
Yeah, it did. It'd be,
Who's it to?
Reed.
Air compressor regulator. So this is 2016 expense. So it's
I
gonna
mean,
be.
I don't think anything.
Well, they had that one gentleman, paint the plywood up there, but
They also have an air tank for their oxygen bottles, and that might be the regulator to go from one tank to the other, would be my guess.
Well, that's what I want to know, why they wanted one that small, because I ain't gonna have very much for it. But that might be it.
airbrush compressor regulator
Right.
is what the, there's the claim voucher.
Don't say anything on there.
Asking me to do it. Okay.
That was my plan.
Okay. Were there any questions on the minutes?
I have no questions.
I want to make a motion.
Make a motion that we approve the minutes of January 21 and what was that other date?
The 11th.
11 as printed.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Okay, and we have 2 questions. Nicole, did you have anything?
Just 2 brief things. I do have some other issues that will come up during either other agenda issues. However, 2 things I just wanted to update the board about. I've been in discussions with Rawlins County attorney about the invoicing situation of, do they just want to invoice us once with the credit or invoice back and forth? They are taking that issue up today at their board meeting.
Okay.
So we'll hear back from them. I also proposed to the county attorney about us formally terminating the EMS agreement, and he was going to bring that up to the Board of Commissioners of Rawlins County today. So hopefully after that meeting, we'll have some answers so we can take some actions on that. The other thing I wanted to let you know is in checking on Senate Bill 316, which is the property tax lid, I touched base with Melissa Wagaman, who works for the Association of Counties, and she's indicated to me that that is a huge legislative agenda item for them. So that issue is being lobbied on by people who have a position that's similar to ours. So just wanted to pass that along.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. You had asked me to contact Freedom Claims on the status of our negotiated claims, and everything is taken care of but one. And also the fee that was charged was 10%, and that was taken out at the time that the fees were actually negotiated on, depending what the negotiated amount was. She took her 10% out, so we owe nothing. We're good.
So I always thought that was 9, and that's when I was talking to Deb, I thought it was 9%, but I may have got that wrong. So, okay. Does she think that the last one was going to be taken care of pretty quick?
She didn't say anything about it, so, just that there was one remaining. On the cafeteria funding, the way cafeteria funds work is when employees sign up for the following year, like in December for their 2016 expenses, whatever employees set aside for that year is available day one. So we had some employees that didn't work the full year, but they can also, if they have enough medical expense to expense out of their cafeteria, even though they haven't paid into it, that is entirely legal. So there's, and I meant to check with Dolores on the exact number, I think it's 1,400 and some odd cents from 2015 that there were not funds there. The funds were not paid in. So Dolores and I need to know how you wish to cover the excess funds to get that taken care of. This is the first year it's ever happened.
If it's legal, I'd suggest we take the money out of the courthouse general. That's in the general fund category of our, no, that's separate, isn't it?
Cafeteria is Fund 9.
Yeah, that's separate. Would we have to do a resolution to move the money from the general fund?
I did not ask the auditors that question.
That is, yeah, that's probably the only way we can do it. I think we need to table this until we can get an auditor's opinion.
On that.
Will that affect closeout? Because
No, they haven't
in
started
other words,
closing
the
out.
13-month can be held open until we resolve this. Correct?
Mhm.
All right.
And it'll be open for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to take Ms. in, or do we want to call Greg around and get that resolved? Okay. I told him I was going to give him a heads up. On the fair board and the amusement authority down there, there's kind of the fence that we were told about. We were kind of like, well, you know, we didn't know anything about it, but it's a liability issue. If they don't have a fence, they can't have the fair. So I was talking to Greg Walsh yesterday about it, and there is a 99-year lease, which you probably know about. He says they've got like 67 years left, and I just said I'll probably call and then put him on a conference call with us so he can kind of educate us on it.
Okay.
So.
But you don't know anything about it?
No, and I wrote the fair board asking them to send me any organizational papers they have or anything they have with us.
And I think the amusement authority is the one that has it. But let me see if I can get him quick, and then we'll call him on speakerphone. Go ahead and bring up that.
Hey, Greg, this is Britt. Can we call you on the speakerphone in just about 3 seconds?
Okay, thank you, Greg. Okay, how does this work?
You dial 9 to get out, don't you?
Yes. 9 and then
Well, line 1 or 2?
it doesn't matter.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you dial? And then 9?
Dial 9 and then 332
But how do we get it on speaker?
Does it say hands-free or
The
something?
hands-free button down
Yeah,
at the
sorry.
bottom.
That one.
There you go. You gotta hit 9 first to get an outside line.
I'm old.
9-332.
I'm older than you.
Yeah, that's true. About what, a month?
Yes.
I need a signature for this.
Hi, Greg. We've got the board here, and I just kind of. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah.
We've got the board here. I just kind of wanted you to tell them what you told me, so we can get that clarified, bud.
Okay. Want me to just tell you what I told you yesterday?
Yeah, that'd be fine. I kind of already told them, but we.
Okay. As far as the fence goes down there, if we don't get the fence put up, we don't get insurance, and if we don't have insurance, we don't have a carnival. And I don't know what the big deal is about it. We've got a lease from the county, the amusement authority, for 99 years. We should have 60-some years left. And I don't know. We don't get anything from the county. We don't expect anything from the county as far as money. We get no tax money like the fair board does. And I don't know, if we're not welcome down there, we can quit. We don't have to run the carnival. So I don't know what the problem is, but... And as far as the fence goes, the only thing that's changed is the gate will be moved out 14 feet. And if that's a big deal, we can pull the posts and just be done.
We don't want that. That's why we need to figure out what's going on.
But as far as our insurance and everything, that's our insurance. We pay for it. Whatever revenue we generate, that's what we operate on. We don't, and whatever we don't have, that's just where we're at.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions on that?
Do you know if that lease is on file with the
I have
Register
no
of
idea.
Deeds?
I've never seen it. I've been on there 24 years and haven't ever needed to see anything like that. I don't know where it's at. That was just what I was told when I started on the amusement board a long time ago.
The clerk doesn't have that on file. And there's
Yeah, I've not
nothing in the
seen
county
it.
attorney's office on that.
We need to work on the legal side of this issue a little longer, if you would bear with us on that.
I don't know. I feel like when Bill was up at that meeting, he was just humiliated. I don't know what that was all about, but he's very upset.
Yeah.
We have a tough enough time. We get zero out of that. It's all volunteer down there. We don't get anything out of it. We do it for the community. And like I said, I know for sure we don't have to run the carnival. There's nothing requiring us to run the carnival. And that's where we're at right now.
Okay. You guys have any other questions as far as that goes?
I don't have any further questions. Nicole, as county attorney?
This is Nicole Romine. I'm the county attorney. I've been kind of trying to figure out the relationship between the amusement authority.
We're a separate entity from the fair board.
I understand that, but do you guys have any bylaws or?
Yes, we do, and therefore we went over them, and they're for the members. They're open for the members. It doesn't say anything in there where they need to be made public. I don't know.
Okay. So you guys are not willing to share the bylaws with, because part of my concern is understanding your guys' organization so that we understand how we can work with and help you guys. And my concern as county attorney is I'm finding no legal documentation and haven't really
Well, I don't know, but they pulled the articles of our incorporation off the internet from the state government office. You can grab them right off of there.
I looked you
As
guys
far as
up.
bylaws go, I guess I would have to take it to the other members and they would have to vote and see if you want it, if they want to let you have it. I don't know.
And I looked you guys up on the Secretary of State, and I didn't show you guys as being registered with them. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay. What's the name you're registered under?
China County Amusement Authority,
Okay.
Incorporated.
I will look again. I did not see you on there registered
Well,
when I
Billy
checked.
Gonzalez pulled it off of there I don't know, a couple weeks ago. I printed it right off.
Okay. Well, Greg, we'll discuss this and we'll let you know. But
Okay, but we need to know as soon as possible, because if we're gonna pull our posts out, Equity don't want them sitting down there in the ground any longer than necessary.
should we make a decision on
We've
that?
got $1,200 in them posts.
What do you want to do? Do you guys want to make a motion to go ahead and put the fence up because of liability insurance?
I think we're gonna have to.
That's up to you guys.
Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Okay, go ahead and make the motion.
I'll make a motion that the airport authority.
The amusement authority.
Amusement authority, put up the fence.
And then we'll look at the bylaws.
And we'll continue researching the bylaws and,
Okay.
okay.
Yes, sir.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. So, Greg, we agree that the fence, go ahead and do the fence, and then we'll just kind of work out the other details later, okay?
Okay,
All right, thank you.
you bet.
All right, bye.
Now we're gonna have to let Margot know at the fair board what we have done. Because if it gets to the lady by word of mouth before we tell her, you know how this town is.
Well, we're just kind of, we're kind of in the middle of it, which
I know
is
we are.
not a
I
good
know we
position to
are.
be in. And I think there's some contention between the two, it sounds like, so I don't. But we don't want to be the three commissioners who destroyed the fair.
No. We got our problems.
All right, we've got some abatements before it comes in. So Nicole, you're hitting a brick wall several different places on that, aren't you?
Yeah, I have
I'm sorry.
called multiple people, sent multiple letters, and that's pretty representative of the sort of attitude I've run into.
Well, maybe one of us needs to go to the next amusement authority meeting and stress. The severity of it.
You know, that sounds like it's a public board, but I know they're operating on county property.
Yeah, I don't know why the bylaws need to be secret, and I guess my thing is if the understanding is we're supposed to be working with them, I think it's hard to define that relationship if we
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
how we're both organized, so. And I'm not sure, there is, because I've looked through at the county attorney's office, there's nothing on the amusement authority over there. The clerk doesn't have anything on
I
these.
can look again.
Okay.
Sometimes it's saved on the computer, sometimes you have to just go back through the files and look.
These are abatements. Tom has no other questions on here. He got all the questions.
Mhm.
Okay, all the questions were answered.
I believe that one is 2 of the abatements, I believe. Did you want to wait to approve the warrants until,
Yeah, we need to, because
okay,
Ed has a question for Regis as well.
okay. Okay. That's that airport, the liability insurance up at the airport that the county has to cover, and that's just the agreement. So we went ahead and made the payment today, but I need to put this in the envelope with the check when we send it back. So it just
Yeah,
needs,
I remember that from last
from last
year.
Look at
year.
that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You guys are okay with that?
Yeah, in
It
fact,
just-
I did sign that check, so.
We were okay with that? Okay.
It's just the contract that needs to be signed.
We don't need a motion on that, Nicole, is that correct? To accept the renewal premium payment?
Oh, it's
No.
just,
Because it's over $1,000.
Yeah. And the same way with the fire alarm specialist, there was a contract there as well to sign and an invoice that we'll have to pay.
This is the same as last year.
It's just their annual, the annual testing and maintenance of the fire alarms is $295, and that's just the contract that goes with it.
You guys okay with us signing that? The fire alarm.
To come out and test our fire alarms.
Yeah, we kinda gotta do that too.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
That's the original I'll send back, and this is a copy, well, sign both of them. I'll keep one copy here in the office,
Hello, JR.
and then this copy I'll send back. Those are thank yous that were received, and I will let you read those. There's 3 thank yous here to the board for the monies that you've allocated.
These are all adjustments by the assessor's office.
Yes.
I have no objections to those.
Okay, we need a motion to approve the abatements.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve the abatements 2016-0001 through 2016-000010.
I'll second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry. I'm reading it.
Yeah, you can hear my aye. I didn't have my microphone. So I was putting my head up, got it.
I got you, guys.
What's the donation for?
That's the appropriations that you guys had sent
I
out.
see. Okay.
The Silver Herd Legislature
Yeah.
options and Western Kansas Child Advocacy that you guys budget for. These are just thank yous from those entities.
So that would be the first payment. Do they do it all in January? Do they split that
90-10.
90-10?
90-10.
Okay.
Dave, I believe we're ready for you.
Okay.
Come on, sir.
Good morning. My purpose is kind of quick here anyway. The first thing is we do need to get another airport commission member asked and assigned, or whoever or whatever, as long as we can come up with another person. It would be nice to have another person from Bird City. We've got Devin Conway from Bird City that's on there, and I think he's doing a real good job, but we do need another one, so I don't know. I was always going to contact Devin, and I didn't, to see if he had anybody in mind that he knew of, but if we can all, come up with somebody, it'd be good.
Do you think you could do that in the next few weeks and give us a name or names that we could consider?
Yeah, I'll try to get a hold of Devin and see if I can.
Excellent.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Comment? The city clerk has contacted me and asked how the airport commission members are appointed to that board, and there's been quite a bit of discussion. She sent me an attachment. It doesn't have a date on it, and it is not signed. It is very informal as to how airport commission members are to be appointed to that authority. I can find nothing. So she indicated that we needed a resolution, that the county needed a resolution to do that. We went back through the resolution books back to the 60s and came forward, and there is no resolution on file with the county to establish the airport commission and how they are appointed. So we went to looking through the minutes, and that second page, back in, was it 2001, Brett, the date on the top of that, second page. The minutes were recorded as such by the City of St. Francis, who the City of St. Francis appointed, who the City of Bird City appointed, and then each appointment from each commissioner district. And that's recorded in the minutes back in 2001 at the reorganizational meeting. The next year, it was just stated that Ron Loudon was appointed to the Airport Commission Board, but it wasn't stipulated, and we've kind of gotten away from that. But the city clerk is pretty adamant that the county needs to establish a resolution on how these board members are appointed.
This says that each body chair.
I read that Kansas statute about a year ago, and I don't recall that it stipulated that we had to do a resolution on it. I could go back through my copies of the statutes at the house and find that, but.
I'll research the legal part of it and see what the
Okay, all
requirements
right,
for that are and check
yeah,
back.
okay, then I am
Okay.
not gonna bother with that, because I know if you go into county government, airports is down in there.
I don't, but I know that that's the way it originally was set up at that time. The city was the owner of the airport, and now the county is the owner of the airport. And so, I don't know if that's still, does that still apply as it did before? But I think the main reason that it kind of was ignored was because we just plain flat couldn't find any members or anybody that was interested in being a member. We just, it was like, well, we're going to do our best to get 7 people on the board, and if we can't find anybody, just find them wherever you can. So that was kind of the way it's gone.
And that's definitely not updated because that says 5-member board.
It says 5? I thought there was 1 from each commissioner and
I don't know. I just
2 from the city of St. Francis.
unless I read
and
that wrong.
City
It
of Bird
said
City.
5, didn't it?
On the
On
right
the page.
The boards can be 5, 7, or 9,
Well, odd numbers, yeah.
so I don't know.
Right.
Like you said, you don't know.
I don't know.
I have never read anything on it, so.
It doesn't say shall consist of 5, but on the back page it lists more than 5.
So,
Let's see, we could
Let
find
the
no
legal
documentation.
people
to
do
show this.
Okay, so the question is just, is it properly formed? Can we go ahead and just appointing people, or do we need to clean some stuff up with the resolution?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I'll do that.
That would be good if we could, and if we could contact St. Francis and Bird City to see if they had someone that was interested, it'd be great. But it'd be just great if you guys could just, ask and appoint whoever or whatever. Because, we want somebody that's interested in the airport. You don't want to appoint somebody that doesn't care about the airport. And
My preference would be a pilot, but how
Yeah.
many do we have?
We'll keep improving the airport and hopefully get more pilots, how's that? Okay, my second item is that, the next project on the airport is to, remove the asphalt apron and replace it with concrete. And so that is, what we have from the FAA, they're setting apart $155,000, I believe it is, each year to build up to be able to have enough funds to do this project. So, contacted Diane with Olson Associates, and who is our engineer, and she said that we would be able to, in fiscal year 17, which starts in July of 2016. I'm pretty sure that's the dates. But after July, then Olson Associates will start, late in the year with the design and specification for doing the FAA
Okay,
project.
now we made a recent decision not to drop down multi-year funds until December. So the money, the 90,000 that we have programmed won't be dropped down until December.
Drop down.
Well, out of where it's in and put into the other fund.
Okay.
So we
You mean
don't
in-
want to get into a situation where a bill comes in and we don't have the money in the
Exactly.
right.
So you're talking about the capital improvement fund.
Yes.
Okay, so then we will probably start getting, it doesn't all come in at one time. It comes in as they, do a design, then we get a bill from Olson Associates, and then they do more, and then we get another bill. It's kind of how it rolls in. But I would doubt if we would start getting any bills on that until, October, November, December, the end of this year.
What you need to do, Dave, is check with the county treasurer and see what your fund balance is, because we can't afford to have bills come in and don't have the funding in the account.
Right. Well, and that's why I'm here, because, in any business, you don't start a project unless you've got the money there to pay for it.
Absolutely. Okay.
So, you're telling me to go to the treasurer to find out what we have so that we can start this toward the end of the year? Okay. I thought there was, on the previous sheets, I thought the capital improvement fund had the money on there. Is it not there?
We're in a situation where we're correcting a error on that fund.
Okay. Well, we'll check with her then and see what's going on there. Okay. So anyway, we got we got a 5-year plan that we've sent in, and so I just want to make sure that the commissioners are on board, and that we're trying to keep a plan going, and so that we have local funds to keep this improvements going at the airport. It's really been great, because now we've got the longer runway. We're able to get larger, faster, heavier airplanes in, and the apron to be replaced. Then there is like about 6 sections in the runway that there's evidently I don't know if there's a spring underneath of it or something that causes it to crack. So in this next project is also to replace those 6 sections of the runway. So, excuse me?
How much is it for?
With the sections of runway and the apron, local funding is going to be about $54,000. And of course, then at the same time, then we're coming up with snow removal equipment.
Are you planning on that next year? For the
No, that'll be the following year.
The following year? Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yeah.
I knew we'd had the all kind of drawn out.
Yes.
We have your program for 90,000 for this year.
Okay,
Like I said earlier, it's not going to be taken out of one account, put into the other till the latter part of this year.
okay. And that
Now,
will agree.
we're in a transition year here. Our new auditors made the recommendation that we do it this way. We used to take, as a county, we used to take it out in the month of January. They did not, the auditors did not like that. They want to make sure that money is available at the end of the year and that we don't go over budget.
Right. Well, and the nice part of it is we want to have it, you know, the plan's made, so it's available.
Yeah.
But if, you know, if the FAA doesn't get funding, you know, we don't want to pull it out if we don't need to write it that time, so, okay.
Yeah. That's just your 5-year plan, Dave.
Yeah, if you keep that 5-year plan updated for us, and
Yeah.
make sure that the clerk gets a copy, we'll work with you on that.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
I don't know if he's here. On the Good Samaritan, on the Good Samaritan accounting report, I put that in each one of your packets. Mr. Paulson was not able to be here, but they did run in a deficit of $26,636. And so we did, in this check run, we did pay for that, just so you're aware of that. And you have the
Did you
report.
want that number? Did you want one of those?
Yeah. We'll, I'll make you a copy. Thank you.
I talked to Jeff, and in fact, I brought the original over on this. You had a question on, in the footnote, item 3 here, Good Samaritan paid the federal government the fine,
And how much was the fine?
$34,255.
Yeah.
And it's right here in the bottom.
Okay, it'll be on
Uh, Jeff wanted the commissioners to know that all rental apartments are full now.
Good.
And as of Monday, he only had 2 vacant rooms in the nursing home itself, but he had 3 applicants. So he may be full now. I don't know. I didn't have time to go back up, and he's out of town now, so.
Come on up. You might want to be on
Yeah.
this, so.
The airport's, can I have that back, because I keep that in my folder, the airport, this? Yes,
Did
please.
you get a copy of that? Okay. Did you want a copy of that? So you
He
got it?
did.
Okay.
Can I get a copy of that? Okay. Not right now, just.
I don't have
Before the 9 o'clock meeting, we want to discuss some of this airport problems that we had in the Good Sam survey. So there's a copy. More copies, I guess. Maybe if you want to look at this or not.
Yeah.
If you want to listen.
Okay,
Or you can have a seat if you
yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
I'll start off first. I don't know if you guys are aware, we've had some survey issues and problems in the past. Okay, you know, the old Good Sam used to be government barracks. When the original survey started, they went on the south side of the right-of-way. And then when in 1955 they come in, I think, they widened the right-of-way. After that point, a lot of the surveys come off of the extension, so therefore they would have been in error. So I'll let
And
Joe.
I think that was 14 foot. I think KDOT took it down to 14 foot, if I remember what Chris told me. So then when the surveyors were, they were going off the new right of way instead of the old right of way.
like they should have been. So a lot of the lines ended up 14 foot too far south. And then there was just some typo errors or errors made too, which the exception up in the northwest corner, there was just an error on the point of beginning there. I think the deed says, what, 386, and it should have been 1519, just to the point of beginning, so it's 1,200 feet off. So that deed really should just be corrected, a corrected deed for the right area.
And that would be for the home health part that the Good Sam still owns.
Okay. And then I guess, I'm not sure when, but they sold off the east portion of this.
Which is Baxter's property.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And when they did that, I'm not sure why, but the survey came off, instead of coming off the right-of-way coming down and figuring out what he owned exactly, or what he was going to get, they came off the southeast corner of the section and came up and just retained 592 feet for the runway, or for the airport. Well, that moved his south line down, I think it's about 16 feet too far south. Well, when the county, I guess the county would have deeded that land to the Baxters, they deeded land they didn't even have. At that time, the city had the land, that bottom 16 feet. So really that should be a quick claim deed or something over to him. Because he's planted, what, trees, and he's been using that ground for, I don't remember when that was done to you.
No, I don't know for sure. I'd guess close to 20 years ago.
Okay. That's what I was going to say. It's probably been over 15 years, so even if you decided you wanted to try to take it back, you wouldn't get it back because they took it to court, and he's been taking care of it for that long. So he would have a claim to it, adverse possession. Although that kind of gets sticky because you can't adverse possession. You can't get adverse possession off of a county receipt. So, but that should probably be corrected up too. Then there's other issues. There's like Dennison Street down through here, that was surveyed out at one point, and we could not find any record of that ever being recorded. So basically, we're not showing any street right away down through.
Would the city have a record of this?
They should have.
I don't think it's actually called Dennison Street. They just pulled it off of the South Street, or going south from I think this was always a private drive.
Well, Elmer had surveyed out Dennison Street, Elmer Czar, but I'm not sure. He called it a Dennison Street extension. But
one never officially Dennison
it
Street.
never shows up anywhere.
So, in essence, the county owns all of that property.
Yep. There's really no access through that property, or wouldn't have to be, to get to the airport. But the county owns the airport, so.
And the county owns Good Samaritan
Yeah.
area here.
So it's,
I think we could come to an agreement with the airport board.
But there's also city property south of the Good Sam.
yeah, and that's another issue, because then to get to the airport, you're crossing city property. But there's no easement across that. So say the city decided to set you off, you couldn't get to the airport.
And where is the city
The city
property?
has, like this area right in here, they have this holding tank or whatever it is, right here in this big domed area. They own that property.
Yeah, they still own that track down there.
And we couldn't quite
Does
get that on a
that go,
smaller map. Let's see here. You can about see where the property line is there.
so this road is actually on city property?
Yes,
Through
going
that.
towards the airport.
Don't you love legal issues, man?
There's a lot of issues. And then even down there, the city owns that property, but
Yeah.
part of what they're using down there, they're on county property. So their property's not right either.
Maybe we could trade so many square feet here from there. I think the city will work
I mean,
with us on that.
it would be not, yeah, I'm sure they would. It'd just be nice to get, probably be a good time maybe to get everything.
This is a very good time to get all of this straightened out.
And you also notice the Good Sam, that the south road there,
Yeah.
it's not on the property either.
No, it's over on the city, isn't it?
Well, there's actually a little piece in there that's counties,
Yeah.
so it is on the city, but
So is this over here on Baxter's, his line would then come over to here?
yeah.
Would it be nice if this line could be moved up so it'd be straight across all the way, and then it would include that road?
The Good Sam line needs to come down to
Right.
match his line,
Exactly.
and then it pretty much would catch that road.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
And that'd be a good way to solve that problem. And then redo the city's legal so that everything is on their property. And I don't know if you want to continue this street down, right away down to include this piece. So that there is legal access to the airport property.
Now we got a three-way situation. The county, the city, and the airport board. And we can hopefully get,
Plus Grace owns property on the airport, correct?
Right. But it's out in the middle of the.
But he still needs access to it.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. I mean, if you get the right survey, then we can contact the city to get either property changed over or
Okay,
access.
so I want to
or
make sure, at this point, from a county angle, we need to deal with a quitclaim deed with the Baxters, right? To fix the property.
That's what I was
Okay,
suggesting.
and then we need to look at doing a corrective deed for the, is that on the south,
We did northwest.
northwest?
Well, for this one.
It'd be the northwest on the Good Sam property. We need to do a corrective deed. This is the home health area.
And that was the difference between the 519 and the 386, right?
It's 1519.
1519. Okay. And then the other issue is more working with the city on,
The city and the county need to come up with some kind of agreement. One for access to the airport and the other for everybody's, I guess, legal to match what they're using. Get the legals to match the property lines out there.
so the heavy black line is the actual,
The Good Sam property, yeah, that we surveyed.
yeah, not the fine dotted line.
Not the dotted line. The dotted line's where it needs to be.
Now, does that also affect the south end of the airport then too? Because if this is 16 foot off here, is it 16 foot on the south end?
No, because they started at their beginning point down on the mile
Okay.
line, southeast corner.
So it only affects this part right in here? Okay.
And I know Olson's is kind of waiting on this, we decided before they file their survey.
And that's what I sent to you was the Olson Associates deed on that. It was a corrected deed on, which they had some errors on that too, so.
okay, so I will work on a corrective deed and a quitclaim deed,
Okay.
okay? And then I'll touch base with city attorney about,
Swapping some land or, I don't know,
His
if
name
it's swapping,
is
you're still gonna have the
Dave,
same
I
acreage.
believe.
yes.
It's just gonna be in different areas. Yeah.
And I might give you a call
Okay,
or
that's
shoot
fine.
you an email as we try to figure this stuff out to make sure that we don't make it more of a mess.
And we could write them legals and send them to you or whatever you want us to do. there.
Okay,
Do you have a business card you could give us?
I have your contact information from Dave, so I will be touching base with you.
I guess now would be the time to get this corrected. And I don't know what you guys want to do with the access issue. For street right away.
Dennison Street.
Would you want that to be officially designated as a street? If it's gonna split this property in two. And technically, right now, the problem.
I think again, we probably need to communicate with the city because it'll be an issue of who's gonna maintain the snow route.
And there's also an issue, as you can tell, they're parking out on that street.
Right.
So technically, if it turns into a street, that whole parking lot is being used.
Yeah. For safety reasons.
Don't want that out in the street right away if it's a designated street.
Okay. We know where our issues are. But, you know, this is good that we have a situation can be corrected.
The access issue, I don't think is ever going to be a problem with the city and the county, being the two of them. The only thing would be if this ever sold to a private individual, then it would have to be taken care of.
Once we get established survey lines, then all other adjoining properties know where they are, where they stand.
I mean, technically speaking, the city is landlocked. They can't get to their building or their property down here because they're crossing a different owner. And really, the airport is landlocked because you can't get to the airport without crossing the city. So, the good part is it's the city and the county, so.
I just want to take time to thank Gerald for researching a lot of this. I think that helped us out immensely. So.
Yeah.
Because we got, 4 different surveyors overseeing this. So.
Yeah, there was 4 surveys, different surveys involved in that.
All in error.
Yeah.
Because of the original letter of starting point, so.
Did a lot of research to find some of that, so I can understand why some of the surveys would have never found it. You don't go into that much research depth to try to find that stuff, so.
Okay.
I'll be here for a little while yet. You have any recommendations on
I think the Public Building Commission, when
I think we need to give them the city and see if they would have
start
something on,
the
maybe their
renovation
council meetings or something that is, that may be
to start building the
just not follow
assisted living
Facility here with a soft line.
preliminary blueprints right there. So,
Okay.
you know, the first thing is to know what you're building on and make sure that your boundaries are legally
So then we definitely need to look at that, thank you.
Well, that's from that one, I understand where they come in,
Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Asphalt bids,
There's your 3 bids that we have.
okay.
So,
And how do we distinguish between the hot mix and the cold mix?
it tells on the,
Yeah, if they bid alternate 1, that would be hot mix, and alternate 2 is cold mix. Once they're open, and I'll kind of go over how we tried to come up with a way to make the 2 different options comparable.
yeah, I guess I need to explain. Originally, last fall, we had a cold mix bid, or a quote, I should say. And then in comparison, we had to get hot mix bid because we knew that was the company that was interested in bid, that had to bid on Highway 27. Well, when you're bidding, you got to try to get apples to apples, and that's the reason we had to do